In this lesson, we're going to once again evaluate expressions. We continue to do this as we move through the class, and let's see how it goes this time. All right, it asks us to evaluate x plus y plus z when x is -8 plus y is 4 plus z is -7. I'll go ahead and put that negative number in parentheses. It's addition all the way across, so I'll just move left to right. The first, I have -8 plus 4. The rules for addition say if you have a negative and a positive, you subtract for 4, keep the sign of the larger, negative, plus -7. The rules for addition say if the signs are alike, you add them and keep the sign. So that gives me a sum of -11. So in that problem, I used exclusively the addition rules. Let's look at number 2. All right, the expression is 4x, meaning 4 times x, minus 5 times y, minus 9 times z. In the place of x, I'll put -1, minus 5 times. In the place of y, I'll put -4, and minus, in the place of z, I'll put 2. All right, I am supposed to do multiplication before I do any subtraction. So the first multiplication, 4 times -1, signs are different. That gives me -4. And I'll copy down the rest of the problem. The next multiplication, now this can be looked at a couple of different ways. If you treat this as a subtraction sign, then that means that the 5 is positive. It's +5 times a -4, which gives you a -20. And there is a subtraction sign in front of it. There's another way to look at that, but that is probably the way that most of us are looking at it right now. Last multiplication, once again, if this sign is a subtraction, then the 9 is positive, and +9 times +2 is 18. All right. Now I have two subtraction problems to do. The first one, remember with subtraction, I go get my red pen and I do keep, change, change. So now I have a -4, it's now addition, and a +20. Subtract for 16, the bigger one was the positive, so it's +16, and I have -18. Again, keep, change, change, addition rules. See, subtraction always turns into addition, so I'm using the addition rules. Positive and a negative, subtract for 2, the bigger one was a negative. The value of this expression is -2 with this value for x, y, and z. Oops. Let's look at number 3. Let's give myself, oh, that's not what I intended to do. I intended to give myself some more workspace. All right, I have x squared minus y. In the place of x, I'll put 0 squared minus, and in the place of y, I'll put a -9. You could put the -9 in parentheses if you wanted to. The order of operations would tell you to do exponents first. 0 squared is still 0. Then I have minus a -9. Subtraction, time for the red pen. Keep, change, change. That gives me 0 plus 9, which is 9. All right. Next expression to evaluate is 10y over z. That means it is 10 times 7 over the value of z, which is -5. I'm going to do what's in the numerator first. 10 times 7 is 70. Divided by -5. A positive divided by a negative is negative. And then I do the division, and I get -14. Next one, I have the expression x squared. and I'm going to put in the number -8. It's very important that you recognize that the entire value of x is getting squared, so it has to go into parentheses. That's going to give you negative times negative, which is positive 64. Right? Number 6 has 2z squared. So that's 2 times, the value of z is -5, be sure you put it in parentheses, squared. We're going to do exponents first. So -5 times -5 is positive 25. Going to then multiply that by 2 for 50. All right, number 7. I have 11 minus x to the third power. So I have 11 minus parentheses -3 cubed. Now, when I have, my order of operations tells me to do exponents first. This will be -3 times -3 times -3. I have a product of 3 negatives. That means it's going to be negative, and the product is 27. So I have 11 minus -27. Subtraction, so I'll do keep, change, change. Now it's the sum of those for 38. This is 38. Be sure anytime you're putting a base, especially a negative base, a number in the place of the base, that you put it in parentheses. All right, last one, number 8. I have 5x to the third minus z. So that's going to be 5 times, in the place of x, I have 4 to the third power minus -5. It might be useful to put that in parentheses, but not essential. All right, I have multiplication, exponent, subtraction. Exponent has the highest priority. That is 4 times 4 times 4, which will give me 64. So it's 5 times 64 minus a -5. Product comes next. So I will make sure that I use my calculator to multiply 5 times 64. That gives me 320 minus a -5. Subtraction, always with subtraction. Red pen. Keep, change, change. The addition rules say that those are both positive, so you're going to add them up for 325. So we are using our order of operations and our rules with positive and negative numbers in every problem. All right, hope that works.